Hey guys, welcome back to the Detour Live. I'm your host Dan Jones, joined as always by John Iffy Trevorrow. And Iffy, what a day! What a day at the Tour de France. Today, Pogacar, all the talk was, how's anyone going to crack him? He's so strong, pretty much got the yellow jersey. But we knew coming into this race, everyone knew, like, Vinegegaard is the best climber in the world. I mean, he's shown that.
Let's Jonas Vingegaard.
Vingegaard.
I've been saying his name wrong forever, and we have fun with it. But he deserves today to have his name said correctly.
That's a good
Jonas Vingegaard. He is amazing.
It was just an incredible stage, and you look back at it now, and obviously, Pogacar was looking to stamp his authority on the second last climb. And he used a lot of biscuits, and it was almost like at one point he was acting as like a domestique for Vingegaard, and he paid the price on the final climb. And obviously losing teammates is going to be isolated, which makes it difficult as well. And it's every man for himself trying to dethrone him, but he's human.
Well,
and I just hope that he's not getting crook as well, because then that'll be the next question.
Well, the thing, if he gets a bit crook, then everyone's saying, well, that explains it. Of course, that's the only reason this happened. But, hindsight is an amazing tool to have. We can all go back and say, but I can remember you sent me a text last night after the finish, and I said, who he's missing? He's missing Al. Because Alan Piper would not have let him spend the bickies over the whole last week and a half that he did. And it was almost a little bit of arrogance, look, he thought he was bulletproof. He's never cracked, whatever. And he was wasting little efforts for very, very small reward, but a lot of effort required because he didn't believe that could happen to him. So, if it's as we just saw, if he just blew like it seems to be, then it shows he's human. But there has to be a reason. He used up too much energy. He used his reserves, and the bike race is not over. As I mentioned to you last night, there's still a bike race. There's only two people in it, though. I mean, as close as they are all talking about how everyone stepped up, didn't really. They stepped up because Pog went back. If Pog had been on a good day, he, Vinegegaard, would have been clear of everyone, and everyone else would have been a minute or two back, and they would have been just talking, about the other. But that's not how it happened. So they all, because once he cracked, they all took time out of him. They didn't take it out of Vinegegaard.
I thought you were going to. I was going to say you said Vinegegaard twice.
Vinegegaard. Oh, well, I got it right at the start. I'll get it right everywhere else. But no one took any time out of him. I mean, the closest was it was Quintana at a minute, and only because they were up the road. They were really probably 2 minutes back on him. So, but good rides by Bardet. Great ride by Geraint Thomas, who was the only other one who could actually go with them when the real pressure was on earlier. But they started it early. It's funny when we were talking about it last night's detour. I was saying that they're going to have to start early on the Telegraph. And the reason I reckon that stage, yesterday's stage 11, was most suited to the attacking, was because there was not that big gap. So you got Telegraph, then straight into the Galibier, and then down, and then up to the final climb. So no time to recover, and that's just how it worked. But give Jumbo their accolades, because no matter what happened to the Pog, Jumbo, they went on the attack. They put riders up the road. They made some drop back. They all had a purpose, and they started early with Roglic attacking, and then the 1-2ing over the Galibier. Okay, Pog looked rock solid. Isn't it funny now? When they were just starting the final, called the Glenon, and the TV camera went on Pogacar, and he just gave the and thumbs up. That was it. All the directors were looking at, geez, we're not going to get in today.
But it shows that he was probably trying the opposite. He's probably thinking, just give I'm going real good.
Lance was famous for doing that. Lance was famous for sending mixed messages on the TV. But anyway,
didn't work.
What a day. What a day.
Yeah, well, we've got plenty of interviews. Obviously, at the start, there was the fallout from the Magnus Court stage where he pipped Nick Schultz. So we caught up with Matt White and Neil Stevens. I've bundled up the directors in this one. Then we've got 2 parts of the rider interviews before the start. So here's Matt White and Neil Stevens before the start of stage 11.
Matt White, geez, agonisingly close on stage 2, but you must have been proud of the way the boys rode, and particularly Jack Bauer and Nick Schultz there in the end.
Definitely, mate. The plan for yesterday, as it is on most mountain stages, is to get one of the engine room in the break, with one of the big boys, and then one of the climbers. You know, it's the way brakes have evolved over the last 5 to 10 years. Safety in numbers, and if you've got numbers in there, you've got a big guy to cancel out brakes, or like Jack did yesterday. Jack was never going to be able to win the stage, but he was there 100% to support Schultz. And Schultz rode a very tactically astute final there and gave him every chance to win the stage.
Now the next 2 stages are pretty epic. Are you just going to hold out for, sit tight for the next 2 days, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks probably more suited to your characteristics?
You haven't hacked into my computer, have you, Jonesy? That's exactly the plan.
Well, you know I know cycling. I've been telling you this for years.
That's exactly the plan. No, we'll be pretty quiet the next 48 hours because they're the big mountain stages. They'll be battled out for GC, and I said we haven't got the guys for GC here, but we've got the guys for opportunists. And we just certainly do see some opportunities in the back end of the week.
And what are you holding in your hand? Is that a stress ball?
It's not a stress ball. It doubles as one, but it just goes underneath the hammy in the car. Yeah, mate, sitting in the car for 6 hours a day isn't good for anybody.
And what about the heat? It feels like an absolute summer heat wave here in France. How does it go with the riders? I mean, how many bottles are you chewing through on a stage like
look, you got to pay a lot of attention to where the bottle points are. It'll be easier for us today because 5 or 6 of them will all be together.
Yeah.
But it's hot today, but it's a heat wave pretty much in Spain. So it's only going to get hotter as the week goes ahead. And I see temperatures in the mid to high 30s coming up, so it will be pretty brutal.
And did you buy plenty of French stockings, a lot of ice socks?
Yeah, I think we've sold out of French stockings to fill those ice socks up. We actually went, in all seriousness, we went through all of them yesterday.
Yeah.
Car 1, car 2, feed zone, we got everything. And the goal is to keep the guys fueled and hydrated and cool as much as possible, because even on days like today when you've got nothing specifically to do, everything in a 3-week tour, every bit of energy you can save and recovery for when you have to pull the trigger on a stage matters.
All right, mate. We'll recover the next 2 days, and we're looking forward to some big action on the weekend.
Cheers, mate.
What are we doing?
Neil Stevens, you got some goodies there. What did you win?
Just picked up the old 92 here. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Nah, it's the best team of the day.
Hang on. Let me do this properly. Say that again.
Yeah, not really sure what it is. It's the old 92. I'm not too sure what it is. Something to do with Barcelona, I reckon. But no, it's the prize best team of the day yesterday. The boys gave it a crack. Late attack by Loosely and a sprint. Schultz was there right on the wheel to come over, and unfortunately another green edge boy, Magnus, come over the top of him anyway. So we give it a bit of a crack yesterday. We'll give it another crack today and see how we go.
I told you Fred Wright would get in the break.
You're bloody right. You're spot on, mate. We need you as a technical manager. I said there was going to be gravity challenge yesterday. I think he took that into his guts and he said, I'll show this bloke what it's going on. And he actually did a fantastic ride. Right of the day as far as I'm concerned, Fred Wright. Only a young bloke, but he showed really good team spirit and experience to ride through with Loosely and nearly pull off the stage win.
And what about today's stage, Sheriff? Pretty gnarly.
Yeah, today's stage gnarly. I've got the air conditioner already cranked up in the car. It's been a bit of a logistical nightmare as well, trying to make sure there's enough bidding points on the road. The old ice socks, they try to keep the boys' core temperature down, but I'm sure there's going to be a few bugs suffering today.
How many biddings would a rider go through in a day like today?
I'm not too sure of the quantity, but you'd reckon around about 12 or 14 biddings.
Yeah.
Ice socks as much as that. Hydration is a real problem on a day like today, and they've actually extended the rules both into the stage and also into the final. Normally it's the last 10 you can't get bottles. Today it's the last 5 kilometres as well. But yeah, the mountains are not the only problem today.
Now, you're a master Tour de France chess player. What are you expecting from the GC teams? What are Ineos going to do? Jumbo?
I don't
UAE?
There's a bit of a thing. That's the big question. What's going to happen today? I think there's a lot of respect on tomorrow's stage. It's a really hard stage tomorrow. Who knows? There might be a bit of a surprise today. I think there's got to be a few teams trying to move around their pawns, as I said the other day, getting ready to move their kings and their queens tomorrow. But yeah, a bit of a shake-up, and I tend to think it's going to be a bit of a numbers game between Ineos and Jumbo, and the poor old UAE guys are a couple of men short, but they may pay the price today.
And you got a bit of Freddie Mercury queued up for Spotify.
I got
Another
that
one bites the dust.
Spotify cranking up again today. I tell you what, as we get closer to the top 10, we get Spotify's getting a bit less of a workout, but still going strong.
Good on you, mate. All the best.
Righto.
Steve Cummings, master tactician. What's the plan today, mate? There's no pressure.
That's a big ethic. The plan, yeah, we just try and use our numbers. At the start, we need to be careful, as always. I'm not sure we need to have someone in front, but it's always useful. And also, like, there's things that happen internally that people don't understand externally, so we have to manage our resources, if you like. And then in the final, again, we just need to use our numbers. But the start's really important, always, every day. The start's really important.
It feels like the team has ridden really smart, really conservative. You haven't had to expel too much unnecessary energy. Obviously, the next 2 days are huge in the tour. Are you expecting to show some cards over the next couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to all the boys, really, because it's exceptional, really, to arrive at this stage of the race with 3 guys in the top 10, and they've all really committed. They've supported one another, and at times they've had to sacrifice energies, particularly Pidcock, who was pulling a lot in the first part of the race. So to get to this point where we are, as I say, I think it's exceptional. Credit to all the team. So hopefully we can use this position. And yeah, let's see what happens on the road.
Last one. Do you think, obviously, a couple of big losses for the UAE team with sort of the lieutenants, do you think that shakes the race up at all, or is today at a level where it's like, well, it might not?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, they're still a really strong team with really strong riders, but as you say, they're weakened, and I think that's why the starts have been really chaotic. We already saw it the last few years. It was a little bit the same. I think if you go back to sort of the Sky years, they were really good at really controlling the start and shutting the race down at the start. And at the moment, that's not happening. So it means that any time in the race, you have to be ready and expect the unexpected.
Well, we're expecting a couple of big days, so all the best, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Steve Cummings there. Some great insights with the Ineos Grenadiers guys. What were you going to say, Iffy?
I don't have to say any. I just don't need to come on the show anymore. You're learning so much about. I mean, you spent all those years at the as a main media man with Green Edge, and you learn bugger all. And you go away for a couple of years, you come back, you know everything, mate. You're amazing.
Just got to keep a lid on it, mate. There's a long way to go. Well, then I don't know who riders are, so on the other side. Works both ways. I've had to bundle up the riders' chats into a couple of parts, so we caught up with Michael Storr and a few others. So here's part 1 of the catch up with the riders.
Michael Storr, a couple of big days ahead. How are you and the team feeling today?
Yeah, we're feeling confident. Hopefully David can do a good ride today and keep the GC hopes alive.
It's a really nasty profile today. I mean, the middle part, it essentially is a 35-kilometre climb. How do you feel that the other GC teams are going to race?
I'm really not sure. It could be controlled and then only be hard on the last climb, or it could be full-on racing. We're not sure exactly which one it would be. But even the start will be hard for people going with the breakaway, the sprint point at 16k into the race.
How are you finding the intensity of the Tour de France so far with your role?
Yeah, it's a very intense race. People really push it to the limit at the Tour.
And obviously the heat is a big factor here in France. I mean, it's a bit of a heat wave at the moment. Is it like, keeping your fluids up, keeping your food intake up, and also, making sure that your leader is doing the same? There's some insights there you can give the viewers that they wouldn't understand?
Yeah, people back home in Australia probably understand a little bit more than some Europeans, just from experience. But yeah, definitely hydration, electrolytes, especially sodium, and also tricks to keep cool. Using cold water, ice,
And obviously Gadu is right up there in the GC rankings at the moment. Is the tactic sort of just to stay with the big guys, or do you think he's going to try something particularly towards the final there?
Yeah, against guys like Pogacar, Vingegaard, Roglic, if you don't get dropped, you're doing extremely well on a stage like today.
So pretty much on your head, Steve, it says hashtag don't get dropped.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, mate. You're doing a great job so far.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's see. I hope so. I mean, I definitely feel as if I've shaken what sort of sickness I had earlier on in this race. I've come out of that now, so definitely feeling more alive. And I'd be keen to get stuck into the racing a bit more now.
I know that your sights are set higher than a stage like yesterday's, but the fact that you did finish in a front group and it was a mountain stage at the Tour de France, does that give you a boost psychologically?
Yeah, I mean, it was as I said, it's the first time in the race that I've actually felt myself again, and just in time because we're heading into the big mountains now, and like to see how far I can get in the big climbs, whether it's in a breakaway or hanging on with the main peloton.
Because we all know the Galibier. What do you know about the Granon?
Not a lot, to be honest. I've not ridden it to the best of my memory, but I've looked at it and it looks as if it is by far the hardest climb of this year's Tour de France. Almost an average of 10%. I think we could see some real fireworks today, not just for the breakaway action, but also from the GC guys. I think there could potentially be quite a shake-up today, especially with the heat. That's going to take its toll on people as well today.
Seems like an ideal terrain for Jumbo-Visma to try finally to isolate Pogacar completely.
Yes, in my opinion, I think Vingegaard has to be the man to try and beat Pogacar in this year's Tour de France, and I think today would be a perfect day for him to at least have a stab at that.
Yeah, well, he called it. Froome, he knows a bike race.
He did. He also said the day before that no one could beat Pogacar.
Wow. Cold water on it, John. All right, let's have a quick drinks break. We've still got more interviews to come. We presented Nick Schultz with the Ride of the Day award. Caught up with Magnus Cort. Also get a grab from Caleb Ewan and Alan Davis, because there's another battle going on at the back of the race. So stay tuned for more detail.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Bike Exchange, as we always say, if you need anything bike related, you know where to go. bikeexchange.com.au, mountain bike, road bike, accessories. Get on there, and as you said, there's a special on e-bikes.
Exactly. No matter where you are in the world, just hook on bikeexchange.com and they will connect you to the best deals.
All right, we've got another bundle of interviews from before the start. As we said, we caught up with Nick Schultz, and there's some fascinating insights with Caleb Ewan, and then Alan Davis, who's required to be very good at maths to work out the time cut.
Yeah, it depends when I get dropped, because hopefully I can get dropped into with the normal group header in quite a big group, but the past few days have been getting dropped on my own, so I need the teammates to stay with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't get through. So, I'm just hoping that when the other sprinters get dropped, I'll be there with them instead of being dropped before them.
Caleb, you've said that you don't have to finish this tour at all costs, but is it a goal of yours now to finish a Grand Tour?
I think, especially after last year, I haven't finished a Grand Tour since 2020, so I think it'll be good for me to have it in my legs for sure. And I definitely want to finish. But with how I felt the last few days, it's not looking good. But things can turn around. So I just hope I just hope my legs are going to be better.
And that's a form issue. On a good day or in a good period, these climbs wouldn't necessarily pose that many problems for you.
Yeah, usually I'm climbing a lot better. To be honest, I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I'm feeling pretty shit. So I don't know.
Alan Davis, we heard Caleb talking before to the world media, and he said he hasn't been feeling good the last couple of days. Obviously not ideal going into these two mammoth mountain stages. What are the chances of him getting through these next 2 days, do you reckon?
I think, we just got to take it day by day, Jonesy. It's it's not his terrain. It's obviously he's a sprinter. He had a bit of an off day yesterday. It was the day after the rest day, so hopefully it is just an off day, and he can get through it and turn the page and can be in the group better. In the end, it wasn't too bad time-wise. He was quite easily in, and I was never really phased. I knew he was going to be in. He had good teammates around him and a couple of valleys. We just had to, calculate a little bit at the time and gain a little bit on the others that were in front, and then go do his own tempo up the climb itself. So it was just sort of calculating the bits in between the climbs that we had to juggle a little bit, but. Yeah, hopefully it's just an off day for him, mate, and then we continue into today and also into tomorrow, and then we're right.
Now, you were a sprinter back in the day. You spent a bit of time in the old group pedo. What were the best things to get through these stages? Did you just go climb by climb? And is there anything that you can pass on to Caleb so that they don't look at a profile and absolutely freak out?
Yeah, that's the first thing, just keeping calm, we've all been in that situation where you get dropped on the first climb. Even for non-sprinters, like yesterday, there was a couple other non-sprinters with our boys. But you just have to keep calm and keep riding. It's part of the game. It's part of cycling, and for sprinters, so-called sprinters, they're also endurance athletes. They have to get over these hard climbs, and it's always been the way, and it'll always stay like that. It's just how you manage it, and day by day, and everyone has a bad day. Like I say, if that was Caleb's bad day yesterday, we should be right. So just kind of that sort of stuff. I remind him that happens, that he's also 28 now, mate, and he's done enough Grand Tours, so he knows what's going on.
And as a director, what do you say in the earpiece? Do you have a big kit bag of cliches? Just come on, mate, one more at a time. Just get to the top.
Yeah. Pretty much all of that and the above, mate. It's just, doing the math, I said to the teammates last night on dinner, I haven't done this much math in my life, more than school. So
don't forget to carry the one if you get the time cut wrong.
It's just working out time limits and time gaps and where the breakaway are, and just working all that out and giving that information onto him also, and then that just keeps them calm, and just the tone on the way you deliver a message also helps, I think.
So very soft.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Albie. Hope you have a good day and he gets through with
thanks,
plenty of minutes to spare.
Yeah.
Nick Schultz, we're obviously gutted that so close in the final there, but the Aussie fans have voted. You got the ride of the day from SBS Sport. There's a kangaroo.
Thank you.
Mate, how are you feeling?
Yeah, look, I'm chuffed, It's great to be up there and contesting a win, but at the same time, it's a bit bittersweet. I don't know how often I'll have chances to be that close to a win, and I thought I did everything I could, and better man won.
I'll tell you how often. You'll have a lot more chances because you were the strongest guy out there in the break, and it was just one of those things with Magnus Cort. I mean, he had to make up 15 seconds in that last K, and just the throw to the line. I don't think you're going to watch the replay for a while, given it was that close.
Yeah. Look, when I stepped out off the wheel of Lewis Leon, I really thought I had it, to be honest. I backed myself in that finish, and it sort of suits my characteristics, an uphill kick, and that whole last straight, I was just waiting, because I knew we could see the finish at 600 to go. I knew I couldn't go too early, and I didn't go until inside 150 metres to go, but we also know the class of Maggie, and he's a brilliant bike rider, and actually probably one of the best guys in the peloton on a finish like that, so chapeau to him also.
On the flip side, how much confidence does that give you? Your first Tour de France, you could have a stage win. There's a big weekend coming up that probably suits your characteristics and bling as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good for the confidence, I think the more you can be in positions like that to contest wins in this sort of high pressure, high stake environment, the better you get at it, and the easier it becomes, and the more you're prepared to lose to win, and yeah, absolutely, it's really good for the confidence.
Well, as we said, everyone in Australia voted, mate. They were really proud of the effort, and I'm sure it's going to be a big weekend for you on the team.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks to everyone in Oz for the support. It means a lot. Yeah, it's super special to be on this stage and representing Australia.
Good stuff, mate.
Cheers.
Magnus Court, you trade the polka dots for a stage win. What a day.
I did, yeah. No, that's been the plan, no? So, no, it's unbelievable. Stage one is so huge already. The first week and the polka dots was big, and was feeling a bit strange to say now we're letting the dots go. The goals are different now, and from saying that to succeeding can be a long way, but yeah, I'm super happy that.
Yeah, but on a negative, you broke all the hearts of all the Aussies by beating Nick Schultz, mate.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That had to be Nick Schultz, and I think in the Vuelta last year was also many times with the Michelson bike exchange team chasing with Matthews, but yeah, I'm happy.
And obviously looking ahead, a couple of hard stages today, but the weekend looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
What's the plan of attack?
Now I'll try and take it as easy as possible. I think it's not really possible to recover these days, but I'll do my best to not spend any extra energy, and then we see where I am.
And a quick hotel update, how they've been the last couple of days, Maggie?
A little bit average. Yesterday was very warm. We didn't have any air conditioning in the room.
No.
So, yeah.
2 stars?
It was not the best.
Wi-Fi good though?
No, also not. It was clean.
That's good. That's good.
That's always something now.
Well, all the best today, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Magnus Court, what a legend. Hey, we've got a heap of live comments we've got to get through. Matt Claridge says, good morning from Southern England. After watching and listening to the pod for a couple of years, still can't work out what Phil says in your intro after this is the winning ride of the Tour de France. That was around Cadel Evans when he won the Tour de France. I don't think we can really understand either, but there's a challenge for us at the start of the next episode. Annette Miller says, did the Pog make a mistake following rogue attacks and then pulling on the next climb, Iffy?
Look, he made a lot of little mistakes. That looks, when you look back and see, oh yeah, but he spent a lot of energy throughout that day. I wonder what he's been doing over the last 2 days. Why he wanted to keep that yellow jersey. You should let when your mate, the German Russian, was up the road. Why not let him? Yeah, I knew who it was. Why not just let him go and take the yellow that day? It would take a little pressure off his team and him.
Alan Piper would have let it go.
Of course he would. And he's missed Alan Piper, as I said. Alan would have changed it quite a bit.
Sally says, hi, guys. To be fair, it took nearly the whole of Jumbo-Visma to stop him. Well, that was always going to be the case because he's such a good bike rider. But he's got to be smart. As soon as you lose your lieutenants, you know that you're going to be isolated. So, and you watch how like a Geraint Thomas rides. When they make these crazy attacks, he just rides at his pace. He doesn't get rattled, and he just keeps his tempo.
Yeah, so, that's all very good, but there's no way that you can let either Roglic or Vinegegaard go, because
Vingegaard.
Yeah, you can't let them go. 1 inch, you had to close them down like that. That's fine, but he was missing George Bennett. There's no doubt about that. George, would have done a lot of that for him. So it's just the way the situation. He's lost 2 of his good men. Micah has been brilliant. So they did a good job to come back and help him out. But yeah,
Sheila
I
Richard
don't know if you can pick one part. Yeah.
Says, awesome stage, however, better interviews, Dan. Thank you. You belong in the field for sure. I had to get up at 1 a.m. here to tell you from New Orleans. Good on you. Tomo,
Well,
great
she's right. She's
content
spot on.
I appreciate it. Daryl Adams says, would the Pog still be in yellow if George Bennett was there to help?
I don't know, actually. Interesting, because for him to lose yellow, he had to crack like that. Would he have cracked if George was there? I'll tell you what, more important than George is Alan Piper not being there. Alan Piper would not have let him spend all those big over the whole week.
The 2020 tour when he lost time and they had the team meeting and he said, I'm going to attack tomorrow. And Alan goes, no, you're not going to attack. You're going to, stay composed. And he went out and attacked and won the stage anyway. But still, even when Alan was telling him what to do, he didn't listen. So
no, maybe.
Jason Cruz says, where's Froomey from the Maldives? Gabe says, good luck from the French riders. Good look, from the French riders yesterday. Excited for Alpe d'Huez, Bastille Day. Hope they can perform. But was solid, iffy. And then
very good. Yeah, very good. But they all coming back
as well.
Yeah, he was good effort from him. And Godot. So you go right down to 7th spot. David Godot 7th at 3 minutes 13. 8th is at 7.5 minutes or something. So they're all gone. So there's 7 riders still in with a chance to get on the podium. So we're going to see a great bike race for that 3rd spot on the podium. But I can tell you now, there's only 2 blokes going to be racing for this outright, and it's Jonas Vingegaard and the Pog.
Prasad Sharma says, hi, what is the chance of Geraint Thomas winning today, Johnny?
He was impressive yesterday, the way he rode at his limits, let them go, came back, let them go. Look, today is going to be, not today, today's stage. Not getting sucked into that with you today, tomorrow. It's going to be a wonderful day. It's interesting, they got the sprint after about 12 or 14K, 12K, I think, is the sprint. And then it starts climbing straight away. And you go right up to the first HC, which is up the easy side of the Galibier. There, you got it up for me. So what they descended, and then you got the full descent of what they climbed yesterday down.
Sprinters
down
hate those profiles. HC straight off the gun.
Oh yeah, they will hate that. And then the Col de Croix, Croix, whatever you say it, de la Croix is a monster, and then drop down and then up the Alp. It is a hard day. All the GC riders will be a little bit sore, but I just can't see anyone getting up the road. And I think in the end, it will be. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pogacar win, but
we said he wants revenge.
Revenge. But you spend. You don't go from being cracked like that to being able to ride away. There's no way he will drop our mate Jonas today.
Another one, gents. If you're Ineos, would you target Jonas or the Pog tonight? Start putting Jonas under pressure, or make sure Pog can't come back to haunt the Pyrenees. I just don't think they're at the level to put the pressure on Jonas. I think he's just another level. So how are you going to do that, Johnny?
They're not going to do that, and they won't be able to do that. I know he's trying to do that. They've got to now ride, waiting for others to crack. So the problem that comes, you can't do the reverse. You can't. UAE haven't got the manpower to try and do what Jumbo did to them yesterday. They can't do it. They haven't got the manpower to do it. So it's going to be, just such a tough day. 3 HC climbs. It's going to be, a big day, and then the last stage will just be attacking.
Do you think, looking into my crystal ball, Johnny, Pog will flip the roles and just sit on Jonas's wheel? He's in yellow now, and he will just wait and wait and wait, and with maybe 2K to go on Alpe d'Huez, if he has anything in the tank, he'll try something. But it all comes down to how he's recovered and how much energy he can save by sitting on the wheels now, and almost use Jumbo as a train that he does not have.
Yes, that's what he will do today. And you know what? If Pogacar has any chance of winning this Tour de France, he's not going to win it today. He's going to try and recover as much as he can. He's not going to gain time out of Vingegaard today, but he's got to get a minute out of him somewhere between now, even a bit more than a minute, because and that penultimate time trial, because he could take a bit over a minute, maybe a minute and a half with a push out of Vinegegaard in that time, that 47k time trial, but he can't take 2.5 minutes.
No, so he needs to chip away with sort of 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there, and just ride smart now for the rest of the tour.
Exactly. He's got to get it down as close to a minute as he can.
Yep. He says, why isn't that not coming? Is Thomas marking other GC riders saving energy and hoping for a result in a lengthy TT as well?
No, I don't believe he's saving any energy at all. He was right at his limits, and that was a great ride, but that's at his max. He's not saving anything. Now, he's a great time trialer, and that could work out for him. I think it's your internet playing up a little bit because you were very scratchy with your voice.
Mate, I'm in Italy, and what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
You look very comfortable, though, mate. You do look very comfortable.
Well, there's no table. There's no table, so I had to prop up at the end of the bed. So we might have to wrap things up because it's about to drop out.
Well, there's one really nice part after the finish yesterday. The riders ought to ride down, 10, 15k or whatever to their buses, and on the way down, Wout van Aert had a puncture or a slow puncture, so he stopped, and one of the fans let him a pump, helped him, and they pumped up his tyre, got enough pressure in it to get down. He said, "Okay, you can have my green jersey." So he let him unzip the green jersey that he just got the present from the presentation and gave it to the fan who let him the pump. I can tell by your stunned expression. That
all right, my Wi-Fi is dropping out, guys.
Anyway, it's beautiful. It's on
the Detour podcast. We'll be back in France tomorrow. Wi-Fi will be great.
Bike exchange for all your bike bits.
Yes, John. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for the support. We'll be back again tomorrow with better internet. So stay tuned. It's going to be an epic day. We're going to be on Alpe d'Huez final climb with the Moo Cycling guys. So looking forward to it. See you guys.
This is the winning ride of the Tour de France.